Everything we get comes from our desire. So, and there's really only two desires. There's the desire to have it different than have it, and the desire to see it as it truly is. Or we could call it the desire not to know thyself, and the desire to know thyself. Or we could call it the desire for non-truth, and the desire for truth, or the desire for illusion, and the desire for reality, however you want to call it. There's two desires, there's only two desires, and everything else comes from one of those two. So we're always coming from one or the other. And again, the default desire in this world is untruth, or illusion, or fantasy. So we have to consciously choose what we really want, the true desire, which is below that. We have to dive deeper, and remember that when we do, then we come from there. And we think from there, we act from there, everything. We can come from there, but we have to keep it in the front of our mind, or we slip back into the default mode. So, within your mind there is a wish. Now, you know what? I'm feeling to skip. I'm going to skip. I don't know what's here, but I'm feeling to skip. Over to page 202, sentence 15. The question that you must ask yourself, and that you must continue to ask yourself, and the question that you must hold firmly within your mind is this: what do I want? What is it that I truly, within the depths of my heart, seek as my only experience? Do I seek the changeless truth of all that is? Is this what I would know? Or would I have my own kingdom rather than know that I am king? That's what we're trading, yeah. I can tell you guys could feel that. It's kind of like what the Course talks about, grandeur or grandiosity. Yeah, it's the same type of idea. How many of you guys have seen Revolver? I know some of you have. Yes, it's a very bloody movie. It's a very bloody movie. So anybody who really doesn't want to see bloody, violent movies, you don't want to watch it. But it's a great movie. And in Revolver, really what Revolver is about is letting go of the ego. And in Revolver, there's this one scene where there's this guy named Jake Green. Jake Green is letting go of the ego. And right before he lets go of the ego, one of the things he's starting to do is he's starting to do everything that the ego doesn't want him to do. If the ego doesn't want him to do it, then he does it. So he's just going against the ego is what he's doing. For example, he gives away all of his money to charity. So he does all kinds of things. But during that scene, the guides, which represent the Holy Spirit for him, are talking to him. And they say, the more power you have in this world, the less power you have in the real world. Okay? And I'll tell you what that means. Power in this world is when you think you're capable of protecting yourself or taking care of yourself. However you do it. Okay, however you do it. You may do it in the ways that the world calls successful, like having a great job and making lots of money, but you have this idea that you did it yourself, right? I can take care of myself. You might even do it by being an alcoholic and a complete loser in the eyes of the world, but you're still, in a way, protecting yourself because you're keeping yourself kind of out of it. There's still a taking care of yourself that's there. It's just not the one that the world respects. The way you have power in the real world is you stop trying to take care of yourself. You lay down to self-will. You become completely vulnerable, completely surrendered to whatever you're guided to do without a thought for yourself. Without a thought for yourself. And that's what this is talking about. Would I rather have my own kingdom, whether it's the kingdom of success or the kingdom of alcoholism? No. Would I rather have my own kingdom rather than know that I am king? And the way that we get to know that we are king is we lay down whatever we do in this world to protect our self, me, separate from you. My space, my territory, my way, my life, me. So, whenever we're asking ourselves, what do I truly want? And that bubbles up from inside, that desire to be only love, what also happens is that really bubbles up inside is that me disappears. My desire to protect me disappears. I start wanting something. It's even hard to put words around it, but a good way to put words around it is I start wanting just what's best for everyone right now. You know, the meanness goes out of it. And that's why, for example, the annoyance with the daughter might disappear. Because when I'm annoyed with my daughter, it's me and her. My way and her way. Right? But when I reach deep down inside and get in touch with my true desire and it bubbles up, that completely disappears. There's just we, a situation I don't understand, I don't know, always comes along with that. And only wanting guidance. It's no longer me and a her and a right way and a wrong way. It all disappears. It's just suddenly, I don't know. I don't know is like one of the most important realizations we got. I don't know. Lots of wisdom in that. You know, I don't know. I don't know. And I just want what's best. And that's when we're open to guidance. But in order to do that, to really, really do that, we have to lay aside me.